welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, welcome. My name is Deanna Tikhonov and I'm a women's health nurse practitioner. And on my previous episode, I talked about PCOS or Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome and how there is indeed a way for you to cure yourself of this syndrome. That is so often women are diagnosed with and kind of handed birth control pills and said, bye, see you later. That's really it, or you're going to have trouble having children in the future, and that can create a lot of anxiety and feelings of hopelessness of what is there anything that can be done. So in this video I'm going to expand more on things that you can do right now in real time to help cure yourself of PCOS and overall help your body be healthier. These tips are great even if you aren't diagnosed with PCOS. If you have weight problems, this is going to be a great helpful video for you. So if you're interested, make sure to keep watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, giving me a thumbs up, sending this to your family and friends so that we could all empower each other with more information. So in the last video, which I'll link down below, I talked about PCOS and ways that it could be cured, which include weight loss, diet, and exercise. The tried and true things that are easier said than done. I get it, it's hard sometimes to create new habits, and we all live very busy lives and find ways that there's never enough time for you, but it's so crucial. And as you'll see through these tips, it's a lot easier than our minds kind of make it seem sometimes. So when I'm talking about weight loss, a lot of times women with PCOS express to me that they have been trying to lose weight for a long time, that they've been on diets, that they've been exercising, and they just cannot lose the weight. Now, there's so much information on diets out there and what is the best diet and what is the way to lose the weight the fastest and all these different trends. And I guarantee you that if we put a bunch of nutritionists, doctors, healthcare providers in a room, there would all be pretty big discrepancies between groups of people, and that is unfortunately just the truth of the matter. So I think it's important that when you hear about a diet, general rules of thumb is I don't recommend fad diets. Anything that is very extreme, that's not easy for you to maintain over the long term, is probably not going to be a good diet to do. Frankly, I don't even like the word diet. I just think it's important to eat healthy, and eating healthy is very subjective. I'll have patients tell me, well, I do eat healthy, and then as I kind of dive a little bit further into what they're eating just over the past 24 hours, it's pretty apparent that there are things that are being done, whether they're intaking food or drink, that isn't the best for them, or just their pattern of eating. That actually plays a big role too. So when it comes to eating healthier, it's really important to eat throughout the day, small frequent meals, rather than going long hours without eating and binge eating later on. This is because it affects your metabolism, and if you're going long periods of time without eating, your body perceives it as starvation and to go into starvation mode, which then slows down the metabolism. So in order to keep your metabolism at a fairly normal rate, you want to make sure you're eating small frequent meals throughout the day, not skipping breakfast. Yes, what your mom told you back in the day is true. Do not skip breakfast. It's one of the most important meals of the day. So when it comes to eating and why this is so closely linked to PCOS, it's because with PCOS there is insulin resistance that is thought to be happening. So insulin resistance means that your body's normal insulin that is being produced is not working the way it should. So normally insulin's job is to remove the sugar that's floating in the bloodstream and bring it into the cells so that the cells can get the nutrients and energy it needs. Very simplified. Now when you have insulin resistance, that insulin is not doing its job correctly, which means that then there is more sugar floating around in your bloodstream. So this sugar floating around, this excess of sugar linked with inflammation, is thought to create a lot of problems, triggering PCOS to occur. We don't fully understand or know the exact cause. There are a lot of different theories out there. What women are eating and their own lifestyle and things they're exposed to while they're pregnant can impact potentially the a female to have these problems later on in life. That is a possibility. And also, you know, just creating this cycle once you're born, and if you're exposed to the same things that your mom was eating, it kind of continues that cycle of eating things that could be contributing to insulin resistance. So what are those things? So anything white rice, white flour, starchy things. Think sugary drinks, sodas is a big problem. It's not really good for anybody, I would say, if you're watching, or juices, because all of that has sugar. Even the anything white, it converts to sugar in your body. So especially if you're already having an insulin resistance problem, we don't want to be adding more sugar to the body. Other things that can contribute to this problem is alcohol, especially anything that's sweet, wines, that also converts to sugar, contributing to insulin resistance. Because the more sugar we're putting into our bodies, our insulin is kind of going into overdrive of it's already not working so great, and it's going to continue to not work so great, which is then going to contribute to weight gain. So what things should you be eating? So the tried and true healthiest, you know, back in the day when you're a kid, eat your fruits and veggies, it is still 100% true. It benefits everybody, and I don't think anyone can deny that. Studies show over and over that both fruits and vegetables have a lot of vitamins and minerals that our bodies need. Ideally, I know this sounds crazy, but eating at least a pound of vegetables a day is very helpful for our bodies. A great way to get that into our bodies is having smoothies in between. If you think, oh my God, that's so much vegetables, how can I eat that? It is easier than you think if you're mixing that in with all your meals throughout the day. Same with fruits, that you're having fruits which have tons of vitamins and antioxidants in them, giving you what your body needs, and a more natural sugar that is much better for the body to process than having artificial sugars and white processed food. So really, to simplify things even more, whole foods. Sticking with whole foods, trying to prevent eating things that come in a box, especially frozen. Then you get into other problems like sodium or salt that is extremely high. So that's really important too. But just think whole foods. You really can't go wrong if you're making most of your plate things that are whole and not processed. Will make a big difference, in addition to limiting your amount of alcohol. And you know, all of these things could sound like, oh my God, this is a lot. Start small, you know, make a commitment to yourself. I always recommend keeping a food diary for a week is really helpful, because it opens you up to things that you may not have realized you were doing, like patterns of eating that you have, and what you're eating throughout the day or not eating, drinking, and this will give good insight. And then you can kind of look at it and see, oh, I skip meals for 8 hours and then eat something, or oh, I do find myself eating a lot of pre-prepared meals like frozen foods or going out or takeout. You know, those kinds of things are things right off the bat you can work on changing that and making a commitment to yourself to eat one more meal at home or one more whole food meal at home. So that is a great place to start, and it's super eye-opening. I can't stress enough that when you're keeping a food diary, it can really be helpful to see that better. So besides insulin resistance being an issue, our adrenal glands, which produce the stress hormone cortisol in our body, our adrenal glands are usually in overdrive because of the crazy stress life that we live in Western society. It's go, 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 do this, do that, limited sleep, you always have something to do. And most of us, I would say, have some level of stress, especially what's going on right now. Currently with the pandemic, I can imagine that everyone's adrenals are on high alert. And when they're on overdrive, that causes inflammation. The cortisol causes inflammation, and that also can contribute to experiencing PCOS and having that going on in your body. So things like meditation, yoga, taking a walk, being out in nature, those are all amazing ways that are proven scientifically to help reduce your levels of cortisol, which then will reduce the inflammation, helping your body go back into a normal rhythm, the way it's supposed to be, supposed to work. So that is something that is completely free. You heard all that? Meditation, yoga, nature, walking. You can do yoga completely free online these days. Same with meditation. Go out, walk. If you don't have nature, look up at the sky and looking at the clouds, seeing birds, that is therapeutic in itself, even if you're in a city. And it seems like, oh, what can that do? But it can do so much. So I encourage you right now, after you watch this video, to step outside and enjoy that. Again, whether you have PCOS or not, it's going to be beneficial for you. And lastly, when it comes to exercise, I also have patients that will say, but I exercise like crazy and I still have PCOS. What is going on? Well, if you're over exercising, and everybody's body is going to be different for this. So, what one person might be doing might work for their body, but then you can do that same type of exercise regimen and your body is like, whoa, this is too much. A lot of times with running, people who run a lot and enjoy running can sometimes have PCOS, and it actually has to do with, the thought is that it has to do with the adrenal glands, back to that stress, that they're responsible for the stress hormone, that they kind of go in overdrive because it's a stressful situation for the physical body to be going through, that it can lead or continue to cause the PCOS. So rather than reverse it, it's actually making it worse. So I would recommend that for those of you out there who have had the diagnosis of PCOS and are exercising a lot and trying your best to lose weight, I would recommend focusing more on the diet piece, more on the relaxation piece, and turning down the dial of exercising as much as you were. Everybody's body needs something slightly different. So this again is not supposed to replace seeing your healthcare provider, but it helps kind of give you some more insight of things that you can try if you have been through the gamut and been told and that this is what you have and kind of feel like, well, what is there I can do to help? And I'm telling you that there absolutely is things that you can do that is proven to help reverse PCOS and cure you of this. There's also a lot of supplements and vitamins out there that also are known to help with inflammation, insulin resistance, the ability to lose weight. So those are all great things as well. And I will link some information below so you'll have more information on that too. Again, this is not supposed to replace seeing your healthcare provider in person. You all have your own unique stories, but to give you insight and empower you, knowing that there is hope, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and it is possible to change your life right now. So I thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share with family and friends. It means so much to me. Don't forget to check out my Instagram @_theladiesguide, where I provide more information on there, connecting with women every day of all ages and empowering you to make better informed healthcare decisions. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.